equality in education, that is gender and marginalized groups. With that, we have completed our unit 4. So today in the classroom, we are going to speak about the 5th unit, that is quality in education. That is quality in terms of teacher and quality in terms of students also. So first, what is the meaning of quality? Whenever we go to a shop, or most probably what we are going to do is we are going to see the quality of whatever we buy. We see, how do we check the quality? We check the quality according to, for nowadays we are seeing the ratings of the product what we are buying, or we are seeing the ratings of the industry what we wanted to buy. Or for example, if there is a trademark called as ISO, so most of the time we see that ISO trademark and then we feel, okay, this is a quality. Now what is the true meaning of quality is? It is nothing but it is degree of excellency. Now, to be more clear, to have a good definition, it is nothing but degree of excellency, that is mastering over everything. For example, most of my students are girls or women. I would like to give an example of that. If you want to buy some sarees, or if you want to buy some jewelry or anything, you see the purity, you see the purity, you see the material. Or else when we speak about boys, what they see is, they see mastery over everything. So the quality, whenever we feel or whenever we have that mind quality, what we see is, we see the excellent part, which is more effective in all terms. We see the color, we see the texture, we see with what material it is made. We ask n number of times if we buy some products. For example, we speak about clothing. We feel and we ask them, even after so many washes also, will the cloth will be same? Why we search everything and buy after we have a number of what we say is, after so many of us suggest also, still we will go for the excellent part of things. So today we are speaking about quality in education. Does we really need a quality education or a quantity education? And as a teacher, today in the classroom, I'm going to ask you all what kind of education system we need, whether it is quality education or quantity education. Yes, I want answers from everybody. Nowadays, in the present situation, are the school system really giving the quality education, or it is giving the quantity education, ma'am?
Ma'am, can I, ma'am?
Yeah, Ramani, you can, Ramani.
Yeah, ma'am, according to me, I can't say all schools are doing that.
Okay.
But few schools are not giving that quality, ma'am.
Yeah,
they are only seeing the outlook.
Yeah, only seeing the outlook.
So,
according to the norms given in your textbook, you all would be knowing what are the true standards to be maintained when you actually establish a school. So such kind of minimum infrastructural standards are not given in the education system when we speak that. So there itself we see the quality of the education system in the present days. So whether it is infrastructure, whether it is the material produced, or whether it is, for example, only 30 students are to be admitted in the school. Only 30:1 is the ratio. But nowadays, private schools, 40 of them, 50 of them, no proper education. Only they are seeing is quantity. How much of percentage? For example, after their 10th class results, what they do is, they put big flexes saying that this student got 9.8, 9.9, 10. Quantity is only speaking there, not quality. It should show that how many of their students, for example, there are 40 or 50 students in 10th class, they have to show that 50 of them got 9 points or 50 of them got 10 points. That shows the quality education given equally to everybody. Am I right, students? It is both quality, it is not quantity, it is quality. In the beginning of the class, when I was telling in the previous class, it shows how many degrees. The people does not ask you how many degrees you have. They will see how much you can teach to the students. What is your capacity? What is your capability? Are you able to manage the whole class? Are a teacher, as you being a teacher, you have an all-round development. They see that. So quality speaks much and more than quantity in the education system. So today in the classroom, Ramani, you continue telling, you were telling something?
Yes, ma'am, that's what. No quality, ma'am, only quantity. And
Yeah.
that too for publicity basis, they are giving the education.
That's
Like,
what happened.
if a child, if and parents also been attracted by those quantity, ma'am. They are not.
Yes, ma'am. They're not even aware. They doesn't even know if they have this mouth to mouth propaganda, right? Mouth to mouth goes very fastly. A parent comes and says, we have so much, we have computer labs, we have IIT teaching from 6th class itself, we have these, we have that. Even parents like us get attracted to such kind of mouth to mouth transmissions. So that works fast. We doesn't even check whether teachers are qualified. We doesn't even check whether teachers are able to teach. For example, I just this is last year batch we had somewhere around 30 to 40 teachers coming from a good reputed college where they did not even had BEd. But it was one of the top schools it is in an international school where 20 of the faculty of the school have done their BEds recently. So what it speaks of it, there are some institutions blindly they take teachers without checking the quality assurance. So today in the classroom we are going to speak about quality in education. See, in your textbooks now few of the information is given, but I want you all to make a note. Today I'm going to give few notes about quality in education because most of the time you will have an essay answer saying about give meaning and definition of quality in education, but only less of the information has been given in your textbook. So I want you all to make a note, write down the definition of quality in education. Write down the definition of quality in education. Definition of quality in education. Make a note, ma. A good quality education. A good quality. Who is this Ramesh?
Ma'am, it's me, ma'am, Swati Nayak.
Swati, you shared something now, Swati?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry, ma'am. Actually, I want to open a note, writing a notepad, ma'am. Sorry.
It's okay, ma'am. It's okay. Okay, now continue writing, ma'am. A good quality education. A good quality education is one that a good quality in education is one that provides all learners with capabilities they require to become economically productive. To become economically productive. To become economically productive, comma, develop sustainable livelihood. Develop sustainable livelihood. Develop sustainable livelihood, comma, after sustainable livelihood, comma, write down, contribute to peaceful and democratic societies. Democratic societies and enhance individual well-being, and enhance individual well-being. I'm again going to repeat the definition, ma. A good quality education is one that provides all learners with capabilities they require to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihood, contribute to peaceful and democratic societies, and enhance individual well-being. So this definition, with there are somewhere around 8 or 9 or 10 definitions given in your textbook, ma. You can add up those, that is meaning and definition. You can write these for meaning, or as well as definition would be more comfortable. So write this definition with any definitions of your choice. How many definitions if you want to write, you can write down, it is up to you, ma. But this definition is not given, but it is clearly saying that giving equal opportunity and giving equity in education system to have sustainable development for every childhood's livelihood, that is for their livelihood, sustainable development for every individual is the main criteria of quality in education. In your textbook, there is according to Socrates, there is a sentence given, ma. It clearly states that the knowledge is virtue and virtue is the knowledge. Now, what is the meaning of a virtue, ma? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of a virtue? So, according to Socrates, he had given a good statement saying that the knowledge is virtue and the virtue is the knowledge. Yes, no? Can anybody give me a good meaning of a virtue? Yes, Sangamitra?
Good values, ma'am.
Good values, you're right. A path is good values. A good virtue is nothing but it's about your behavior, ma'am. That is how you interact and how you interact with your life. It is all about the behavior and also showing some moral standards, ma'am. So knowledge is nothing but it's your behavior, your attitude, and showing up your high moral standards. So knowledge is virtue and virtue is knowledge. Now, why virtue? We are speaking about virtue here because education is only an instrument which will teach us how to behave. We will have an improvement. For example, when we speak about, we'll know whether we are educated. They will know, the person whom we are discussing with will know whether we are educated, whether we are literate or illiterate. Why? Because our virtue speaks out. The way we sit, the way we speak, the way we present ourselves, that is all comes under virtue. So knowledge is nothing but virtue and virtue is the knowledge. So is it necessary to have a quality education in our education system? When we say that yes, it is must and should. So the prime reason why there should be quality in education is, just make a note down, ma. Put the heading as quality in education means, a question mark. What does quality in education mean? Write down the question in the question form. Write down, what is quality in education mean? It is not given in your textbook, ma. Quality, simply you can say it is degree of excellency. Then there is no upper term than degree of excellency. So we are speaking now, what is quality in education mean? Put as a question mark and write down 3 important points. Put the heading as what does quality in education means? Put the question mark. Write down, there are 3 points given. First one is standard education must be given to all. Standard education must be given to all. Standard education must be given to all. This is the first point. Write down the second point. The content or syllabus must be same for all. The content or the syllabus must be same to all. The third point, improve with the passage of time. Now, what is improving with the passage of time? Can anybody tell me what is improving with the passage of time?
Upgrading yourself, ma'am.
Upgrading ourselves, yes. Because nowadays when we see our textbooks, I don't know how the system is now, I don't know. But the textbooks are printed in such a way, it will be somewhere around printed in 2010. So there is no upgradation in the curriculum or the syllabus. We are going to read, education is all about knowing about the past and also knowing about the present and what would be expectation in the future. So education should be in such a way that it should improve its curriculum every year, because there are so many changes going around us. So for example, 2020 is a major blast out in our lives. So in the next year, 2021, if for suppose they should be printed in a textbook form, at least one chapter should be there, especially for COVID-19. So we have to upgrade ourselves. So that is called as quality in education, where every child will know what is COVID-19, every child will know what happened, every child will know what is going around us. So there is no need for us when we go for most of the time what happens is when we are going for competitive exams only, we'll try to read newspaper, we'll try to see TVs, we'll try to read all kinds of journals. Why? Because every question will be based on that. Based on the present situation, they will ask you in any of the competitive exams. So instead of reading at the last peak time, it is better to include all every day to day or every month or every year. Education system has to be reversed. That is what this point says. Improve with the passage of the time. So this is what quality in education means. So these 3 points you write down. Now coming to the next side heading, write down quality in education. Next side heading. First you wrote about the meaning and definition. Second you wrote about what is quality in education mean. Third you are writing now as quality in education depends upon, you can just write on QIE to quality in education. Quality in education depends upon characteristics of. So on what the characteristics these are. So to quality in education, on what characteristics it is built up, you just write down. There are 4 points. See, I'm giving these notes now to make easy for you all, because quality in education, this unit itself speaks about quality in education. So any short answer or any essay answer if you get, you can write down all these. For essay answer, it will be very useful for you, which is not given in your textbook. Write down quality in education depends upon characteristics of. Put the heading as quality in education depends upon characteristics of. This is the heading. This is the heading. Ma, am I moving fast? Is it fast for y'all? You are able to write down?
Yes, ma'am, we are able to write.
Shraddha, you will write, Shraddha. You are super fast express.
Yes, ma'am, we are able to write. No problem.
No problem. I want answers from everyone. Those who never spoke.
Put in clarity, ma'am. I can follow you.
Ramani?
Good in clarity, ma'am. I can follow you. No
You can
issue.
follow me? Okay, thank you, Ramani. Okay, write down. These are the characteristics we are speaking. The first one is the learner. Learners are who anybody can be. It may be in quality in education. You are a learner today. Tomorrow, every day we are learners. So first one is the learner. Learner. In the learners only, in the brackets you write down, healthy. A learner should be healthy. So put the first point as the learner. After writing the learner, in the brackets you write down healthy, comma, motivated students. So a learner should be healthy and also they always should be motivated. Now who are the persons who will motivate the learner? A teacher, whoever it may be. A teacher is a person who will motivate the students. By motivation, a learner for a student will become more healthier. So a learner is the first one. healthy, motivated students. Now coming for the second point, it is the process. Second one is the process. So again in the brackets you write down competent teachers, competent, C-O-M-P-E-T-E-N-T, competent teachers using active methodologies, competent teachers using active methodology. So the process is interaction between the teacher and the learner. So if teacher tries to, every day she tries to get up some new teaching learning material or new teaching methods, then it will be helpful for the teacher to learn actively. So that is what is quality in education. Every day a teacher should, not every day, at least every week or every month, she has to change the style of her teaching. It is not only the lecture method, she has to get everything. I already told you, getting ITC to the classroom, getting more of computer-based knowledge to the children. Get your mobiles or get your PPT presentations or get your teaching learning materials, get flipboards, get flashcards, which will be very useful to the students. So that is what process is the main thing in quality education. That is why competent teachers using active methodologies in your both methods, whether it is N1 or N2, using different style of teaching only where you should have much of interaction between the student and the teacher. So this is called as quality in education. That is the second characteristics is the process. Now coming to the third characteristics is content, C-O-N-T-E-N-T, content. And again in the content, again in the content, put again the brackets, write down relevant curriculum. Again in the brackets you write down relevant curriculum. Write down relevant curriculum. This is the third characteristics. Now fourth characteristics is system. Systems. So what kind of systems? Systems means what? Write down again in the brackets. Good governance, and educationist. Good governance and educationist. Good governance and educationist. Now coming to this point, point number 4, speaking about the system, there are many institutions, especially the colleges, educational institutions, where principals are not having minimum qualification to establish the institution. For example, that is what it clearly says, good governance and educationist. He should be a good educationist. Without any education qualification, most of them, I know many of the schools or colleges, the private institutions, they have their own schools, but they doesn't even have a BAd. So only putting very few of them are educational oriented, but everybody are only based on their economical background. See, I have invested a school, I get lot of money. I invest something, I get lot of money. So that is the reason the system plays also a greater role in quality in education. When a principal is not educated, or the administration staff is not educated, or the teachers are not educated, how can they give a quality education to the children when they doesn't know the meaning of education? How can they teach education to the children? So system also plays a prime role in quality education. That is, the learner plays quite a good role in quality education. A process, that is processes, the curriculum. Next one is the processes. We are the processes. That is whoever teaches. The third is the content, and fourth is the system. So this is about quality in education depends upon these characteristics. Now we spoke about what does quality in education mean. we spoke about the definition, we spoke about equality in education. You all would be knowing a term called UNESCO. UNESCO is nothing but it is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. This UNESCO is a main organization which sees to the quality of education. UNESCO and UNICEF both together work all over the world. That is UNESCO, the prime name of UNESCO is Sustainable Development of Children. The prime aim or goal of UNESCO is to see the sustainable development of a child. Now UNESCO, in its 2009 or 2008, one of its census, what it clearly stated that, for example, they are given one statement saying that 30% of Pakistani population lives in a state of extreme educational poverty. There is no education. 30% of the Pakistan population are graded as extremely educational poverty is there because they have only less receiving of education. Only 2 years of education is given to them. So this UNESCO clearly states that unless and until government or unless and until the governing bodies of those state, of those countries cannot help for the quality education, it's merely a waste. So I already told about Malala. Malala is a great girl who fought for education, who was the only girl child who came out with good colors after having many shots on her body. So Malala is a good example of education system there, because women are not to be educated in countries. There are few countries where women are not sent to schools, where women are not given a prior education, especially elementary education also. So that's what UNESCO speaks. It speaks about the quality education should be given to everybody in the society, irrespective of their caste, creed, religion or anything. So coming to quality education we are speaking about, UNESCO clearly states what country and how much of literacy rate are given. Can anybody tell me what is which state stands first in literacy rate in India, ma?
Kerala, ma'am.
Kerala, very good. Yes, Kerala. It is about 80% above. So what is the difference now? Can anybody tell me what place the Telangana state is holding? Yes, ma'am. In the hierarchy level, at what place the Telangana state is holding? Now everybody start googling. I know. Yes, ma'am. I want answer. At what place the Telangana state is holding in the literacy rate? Kerala stands first. No one?
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
for tomorrow's homework, you're going to do that for me. Okay, now I'm just continuing the class, ma'am. So this is about UNESCO. Now put the heading as factors at which. Factors.
Ma'am, and I think that Kerala is good in women education also.
Yeah, women education, especially women education, Ramani. 80% of women, more than 70% or 60% is male literacy rate when compared to female. Female is 80%. That is everybody. Yeah, everybody are attracted to education, but before literacy rate of Kerala was not, when I was studying, that is 2000, when I was doing my 10th in 2000, I can clearly say that Kerala was in somewhere 5th or 6th state which have very low literacy rate.
And women are very self-dependent there, ma'am. I have
Most of them are self-dependent, and they go here and there. That is, they follow many states, they go to many states in term, they do, that is, they finish their education and they work at the same time. There are some people, I'm saying, yes. Now continue writing, ma. Put the
Telangana, it's Hyderabad itself highest literacy rate. Just now I googled it.
Yes, ma. Tell me, Swati.
Hyderabad only, ma'am, highest literacy rate in Telangana. Just now I googled it, ma'am.
Okay, well, Hyderabad is the highest literacy rate when compared to the state of Telangana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And lowest literacy in Mahbubabad.
Lowest literacy, it is Mehboobabad or Mehboob Nagar?
Mehboob Nagar, ma'am. Mehboob Nagar.
Yeah, Mehboob Nagar, yes. Now, okay, so this speak about literacy. Now, this would be only because there is no proper quality in education. Now, put the heading as factors at which. So, we were speaking why there is lot of difference between the education system. So, now you will write down what are the factors at which quality of education depends. Put the heading as factors at which quality of education depends. So depending on what quality of education can be seen, we just write down factors at which quality of education depends.
That's cool.
Write down the first one. Language factors. Second one is the religion. First one is the language, second one is the religion. Third one is the geographical factor. Because why it is geographical factor? Because there are some places where quality in education cannot be given. Geographical status is the place, the climatic condition they stay in. So they would be because of different climates. That is what is called as geographical factors. The first one is the language factor. The second one is the religious factor. The third one is the geographical factor. Fourth is economical factor. Fifth one is the historical factor. And last one is the political factor.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking now.
My voice is breaking, ma. You can hear me now. I told you in the beginning of the class itself. I'm connecting it from somewhere else. It's okay, ma, now?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I will repeat it again, ma. Factors at which quality of education depends. First one is the language. Second is the religion. Third is the geographical. Fourth is the economic. Fifth is the historical. Sixth is the political. So these all factors at which the quality of education depends on. It is whether the quality of a teacher or whether it is the quality of the learner. Write down, ma. Examples of quality indicators. We spoke about the characteristics, we spoke about the factors. Now we are speaking about the examples of quality indicators. The first one is instructional leadership. The second one is teacher quality. First one is the instructional leadership. The second one is the teacher quality. Third one is parent and community involvement. parents and community involvement. Fourth one is effective instructional programs. Effective instructional programs. Effective instructional programs. Last one, orderly, ORDERLY, orderly learning environment. Orderly learning environment. Orderly learning environment. Is it clear, ma? So I'm again repeating, examples of quality indicators are instructional leaderships, teacher quality, parents and community involvement, effective instructional programs, orderly learning environment. The only reason I'm giving you in a points wise, it will be helpful for you when you write exam. You can remember these all. So this is how I prepare for my exams actually. So that is the pattern I'm giving you every day. So it will be easy for you, and the terms also I'm selecting in such a way it will be remembered by you now. So altogether quality education revolves around, so the dimension of quality education revolves around a few points I'll give you. Now put the in the center you write down quality in education and you draw it like a flower. You know how to make it as a map. That is, write down dimensions of quality education in the center, circle up and put the points wise, like you circle and you draw no, you know, to make it in a flower form. So under what these all rotates, I'll just give you, put in a small circle in the center, write down dimensions of quality education. You all understood now how you will write this one? Like around what does it evolve? So quality of education, under what it evolves. In the center you make a small round, write down the dimension of quality education. For that you put small arrow marks and then you write down around that. Did you all get me, ma?
Yes, ma'am. Same like concept map.
Yeah, Sangmitra?
Yeah, pattern will be same like concept map. No,
yeah,
ma'am?
pattern same like concept map. Yeah, Ramani is showing me. Yeah, Ramani, like that only, Ramani. You just put some arrow marks around that, ma. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I have done.
Yeah, under that, the first one is the learner. The first one is the learner. Now, the second arrow is learning environment. First one is the learners. The second one is the learning environment. And the third arrow is content. Content. Fourth arrow is processes. Process or processes. 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 And the fifth one is the outcome. Fifth one is the outcome. So this is called as dimension of quality education. So whatever we spoke today is all about quality in education. I told you, I gave you the meaning or the definition. I told you what quality in education means. We have discussed about quality in education depends upon what characteristics. We spoke about the factors at which quality of education depends. And the last one we spoke about what are the examples of quality indicators and what is dimension of quality in education. Now we are going to see about, I already told you before we have discussed that, before I started the classroom I told you how can we check the quality. For example, we buy something, we see it twice and thrice. We will compare with one shop to the other Any product you buy, you see to it that you get the best of it and it will stay for a longer time. We will try to buy the products, or we'll try to see anything which will stay for a longer and which will have the same impact as the first we buy. Because we say, as the days goes on, or as the time passes, things will get deteriorated. So we'll see to it that we have a good quality. On what basis does we see? We have some tools and techniques. We have some techniques, not tools. So coming to education, we have tools, but generalized quality, we have some techniques where we find out. For example, any of the item you buy, you have some technique to check. Many of the women who are homemakers or even who are working ladies will know the techniques to find out what is quality. For example, we know that it is ISI marked. That is ISO marked, which shows the purity and quality. So that is the technique we usually buy when we buy some products. Now, in education, how will you see? So in this class, we'll discuss a little part about tools and techniques of quality control in educational institutions. So one of the tool which is called as the NACMA. Many of the educational institutions, for example, whether it is a college or whether it is higher education system, there is a organization called as NAC. Now what is the full form of NAC? You write down NWAC. This is one of the tool, or this is one of the organization which sees through the quality in education system, especially in the higher education institutions. Especially in the higher education institutions, if it is accredited by NAC as A++, A or B++, it shows the position of that institution, especially in the higher education. Now coming to NAC, write down the full form of NAC. NWAC, that is National Assessment and Accreditation Council. National Assessment and Accreditation Council, the NAC. So write down a small paragraph about NACMA, because in your 5th unit you have one of the topic on NACMA. When you see 5.4, when you see 5.4, you have NAC, one of the assurance in education, quality assurance in education. So it will be helpful. Write down a small paragraph about NAC. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council conducts. Ma, please, I'm sorry, because I told you I'm connecting it from another place. There would be noises, sounds and all. Please don't mind. And just only here to my... The National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC, conducts assessment and accreditation of higher educational institutions. Even our college, any educational college or any institutions in a higher level, this NAC has to accredit it. It depends upon the quality of education. NAC, every 3 years or every 4 years, a group from Delhi comes to see, and it will come to what we say is, it will give you credit marks according to the system, that is according to the quality you maintain in the college. So most of the college you see, after their names, they say that it is accredited by NAC. So what is NAC? We are going to write down. I told you the full form of that. National Assessment and Accreditation Council. NAC is nothing but National Assessment and Accreditation Council conducts assessment and accreditation of higher educational institutions, of higher educational institutions such as colleges, such as colleges, comma, universities, or other recognized institutions, to drive an understanding of the quality status of the institution. Seema, it is very, NAC does not give this accreditation as easy, because many of the time when NAC comes to visit any colleges or institutions or universities, it is very often that they does not give A+ at all. Because when I was doing my BEd in St. Anne's College of Education in secondary batch, we had a visit from NAC where they were asking us questions where we were not unable to give those answers. Even after we have produced so many of TLMs, they were not satisfied with that. It shows that the quality really, NAC, when a NAC gives an accreditation to any college, especially in the higher levels, it means it really means. That is, it really gives accreditation only when they see quality in education. Most of the time, it only gives A. If it is giving A+, it is superb. That means they are satisfied with the quality they have given. So when I was doing my BEd in St. Anne's, they had given A++. After so much of tortures for us, because the way they asked us questions were horrible. We were not able to give answers for them. So NAC is a council which is really very good in giving accreditation. It will assess and give accreditation and also give credit points to the college or the institution or the universities. So this is about the NAC. You already heard about NAC. So this is what NAC does. I'm again repeating the para which I gave you. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC, conducts assessment and accreditation of higher educational institutions such as colleges, universities, or other recognized institutions to drive an understanding of the quality status of the institutions. So in the further class, that is in 4.4, we'll speak more about NAC, but NAC acts as one of the tools to control or to see the quality in educational institutions. Now, NAC is one of this one, which acts as, yes ma, Swati.
Can we know one of the questions what they asked, man?
When NAC, I don't remember, I'm speaking about when 2006 I have done my BEd, it is long back, I don't remember but they were especially asking about action research. And we were given one of, for example, we were during, that was only 1 year, 180 days program that time, BEd. So what question they asked is, most of us were from the action research project. Probability. We were asked, suddenly they gave us some, they bought one of the students or something, they said he's having a problem where he cannot identify some education, he's from 10th class students. They bought students from government schools. So they asked us lively to show how you can change his student perspective of what he does not know. For example, they bought some students, they doesn't know the difference between, I told you previously, they doesn't know the difference between the alphabets, they doesn't know anything about their class. So we were given direct experiments were shown in front of them. I don't remember the questions now, but most of them were from the statistical point of view, action research. They were not satisfied with the TLMs we bought. They wanted more, and they gave us 3 days. NAC accreditation was done 3 days in our college. They said charts were in front of us only. They just tore the charts into so many pieces, saying that chart does not come under TLM. They clearly say that everybody can draw anything on the chart, but you are a teacher. You should have some special techniques to teach. So, for instance, I told you I don't remember, but I only know is for those 3 days we did not sleep. We had a very tough time. But till 9 we were in the college, only seeing to it that everything is perfect. They went to library. They asked us to take the textbook from which I wrote so and so answer, apart from my notes. It's a huge library, and it was like that. It was all scattered. They were about 200 students. 200 students were given different tasks. Nobody had any relationship. There is no interaction with anybody. We were supposed to do it on our own. So NAC is the only one which is really it was my live experience. I saw NAC doing that, which really shows about, which really checks, which really sees about quality in education. So this is a small bit about NAC. So that is what is given in your textbook. That is minimum levels of learning developed by NCERT is kind of a benchmark in primary education. So NAC is all about higher education system. When coming to the primary education, it is the MLL, that is minimum level of learning. This is the duty of MLL to see to it that, which is developed by NCERT, National Council of Education Research and Training, is a kind of benchmark in primary education. Likewise, the competency-based teacher education, that is CBTE, developed by Ohio University in 1970, is another yet benchmark for quality measures in teacher education. So, quality measures in teacher education is also seen by CBTE. Not only NAC but also CBTE. But prior to or superior to CBTE is NAC accreditation only. So, this is all about the tools and techniques which are there in the teacher education. Not only teacher education but also the entire educational system, whether it is the primary level, whether it is the secondary level, or whether it is the higher secondary level, or whether it is the college level, or whether it is the university level. So every part and parcel of education system should have quality in education. So when there is no quality education given to the students, then there is no sustainable development of individual child. Equal opportunity to everybody. I told you, equal as well as equity should be also there in the education system. Then quality education will be given. Especially as you are trainee teachers, we should train you into quality education. We should give you quality education. Then only we'll have a good outcome. So the process, the learner, the environment, and the system all together come for all these come together to give quality education. That is what is called as total quality management. Shraddha, can you tell me what is TQM? Because you're from an economic background and you had already worked. Can you know what is TQM? Total quality management.
Yes, ma'am. Total quality in management would refer to when we are dealing with the management of any kind of a school or a business.
Okay.
There we need to have a quality, like what kind of services, how we manage. We have 4 to 5 things in management, like planning, organizing, directing, and all that.
Yes.
So that has to be there with a good quality. Planning should be with a good quality. Directing, organizing. So total quality management.
Totality of all things, ma'am. It is irrespective of only. It is not scoped or ended with only one thing. It is totality. Just write down the abbreviation for total quality management, ma'am. Write down total is, put the heading as total quality management. Write down total. Put a hyphen. Write down total. Put a dash. Write down made up of the whole. So abbreviation of total quality management we are writing. Put the first point as total and write down made up of the whole. Total, the meaning of total is made up of the whole. W-H-O-L-E. It is not H-O-L-E. It is W-H-O-L-E. The second one is the quality. The first one is total. Now what is the meaning of total? I gave you, made up of the whole. Now coming to the quality, I already told you in the beginning of the class, it is degree of excellency. Quality is degree of excellency. Degree of excellency of a product or service provided. Of a product or a service provided. A product or a service provided. Now the third one is the management. Third one is the management. Now what is management? You write down, ma. It's an act, ACT act, comma, art, 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 act, comma, art, or manner of planning, comma, controlling, manner of planning, comma, controlling, comma, directing, planning, controlling, directing, comma, organizing, and etc. So we spoke about what is total, we spoke about what is quality, I gave you meaning about management. So altogether TQM is, write down under this, therefore TQM, that is total quality management, total TQM is the art of managing the whole, WHOLE, the whole, to achieve excellency. So altogether TQM is nothing but it is art of managing the whole to achieve excellency. So underneath you write down goal of TQM. So what is the goal of TQM? Why was TQM invented? Why was the term TQM is given? Write down the goal of TQM is, put the hyphens and write down the statements in the hyphens. Do the right things. Do the right things. Do the right, R-I-G-H-T, right things. Do the right things. Again you write down the right. Do the right things right. Do the right things right. Do the right things right. The first time, every time. The first time, every time. So this is the main goal of TQM. I'm again repeating the sentences. It is really very impressive when we hear such kind of statements or the goal which is given by TQM. It clearly states, do the right things right the first time, every time. Do the right things right the first time, every time. Is it clear, ma? I really gave you clearly about what is TQM, ma. So TQM in education is nothing but doing everything, that is art of managing the whole things to achieve excellency, ma. So irrespective whether it is involvement of a student, involvement of a parent, involvement of a teacher, involvement of the system, involvement of the administration, involvement of the governance, involvement of the environment, involvement of everything come together to give quality in education is called as total quality of management. TQM is that. Is it clear, na? As of now, everybody, are you sure? We spoke about what is quality in education. Much notes I gave you. Any essay type, you write down all this. It is very important and it will be helpful for you. And according to about the NAC accreditation, we are again going to speak in unit 5.4, where before that also you have a look of what is NAC. It acts as one of the tools and techniques. It is one of the tool. This council is one of the tools, especially in the higher education system. When coming to the primary education, it is minimum level of MLL, which is developed by NCR, acts as a benchmark in primary education. And CBTE, that is competency based teacher education, which was developed by Ohio State University, will see, or which is one of the technique, which will act as one of the technique for quality measures in teacher education. That is about its number of infrastructure, number of teaching days, duration of the course, everything is governed by this. Now we spoke about what is TQM, that is total quality management. What is TQM and what is TQM in education? To simply say that TQM is a never ending process now. Education itself is a never-ending process. Education is a continuous process from life to death. Every day we educate ourselves. So that is the main goal of TQM. It clearly states that do the right things right the first time every time. Do the right things right the first time every time. So putting that in your mind, every teacher or every administrator or every learner, if they know the true meaning of the goal of a TQM, it really we will have a quality timing in education. So with this, we finish our 5.1, a bit of tools and techniques in quality control. So tomorrow's class, we are going to see about the mission of TQM based education, quality management in education, basic principles, tools of quality control in education, quality monitoring, formats and results of TQM method in detail in tomorrow's class, ma. So Telugu medium students, we just spoke about amma ee roju class lo vidyalo gunatmakatanu చూసుకున్నామమ్మా. విద్యలో గుణాత్మకత ఎంత అవసరం అనేది క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో మనం డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నాము. అందులో ఎలాంటి టూల్స్ అండ్ టెక్నిక్స్ ఉపయోగిస్తాం. గుణాత్మక అంటే ఒక మనిషి గుణము మంచిదైనా చెడ్డదైనా ఎలాంటి గుణాలైనా మార్చగలిగిన శక్తి విద్యకు మాత్రమే ఉంది. సో విద్యలో సరి అయిన గుణము అంటే విద్యకు ఇచ్చిన ప్రాధాన్యత, విద్యలో అంటే విద్యీకరణలో సరి అయిన విద్య ఇవ్వకపోతే లేదా సరి అయిన గుణం కలిగిన విద్య లేకపోతే ఆ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ ఒక ఫెయిలియర్ గా ఉంటుంది. సో విద్యలో గుణాత్మకత ఖచ్చితంగా ఉండాలి. అలాంటివి ఈరోజు మనం డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నాం. కొన్ని నేను డెఫినేషన్స్ అవి ఇచ్చాను, మీరు వాటిని తెలుగులో రాయడానికి ప్రయత్నించండమ్మా. గుణాత్మక విద్యలో గుణాత్మకత ఎప్పుడు వస్తుందంటే ఒక టీచర్ కానీ, ఒక లర్నర్ కానీ, స్కూల్ కాలేజ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ కానీ, స్కూల్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ కానీ, వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా విద్య ప్రాధాన్యత వాళ్ళకి తెలియాలి. ప్రతి రోజు కూడా ఇదేదో మనం కొత్తగా రోజు చేస్తున్నట్టు చేస్తేనే, ఈ రోజు నా మొదటి రోజు, ప్రతి రోజు కూడా ఇది నా మొదటి రోజు నేను మంచిగా చూపించుకోవాలి అని అనుకుంటే తప్ప మనం ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ లో మంచి క్వాలిటీని ఇవ్వలేము అనేది ఈ విద్యలో గుణాత్మకత గురించి ఉందమ్మా. గుణాత్మక అర్థము వివరణ కొన్ని అర్థాలు ఇచ్చారు. ఒక్కొక్క ఏ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ ఏవేవి మీనింగ్ అండ్ డెఫినేషన్ ఇచ్చిందో అది రాయండి. విద్యలో గుణాత్మక నియంత్రణ సాధనాలు మరియు సాంకేతిక సంస్థాగత మూల్యాంకనం అంటే టూల్స్ అండ్ టెక్నిక్స్ లో నాక్ గురించి చదువుకున్నామమ్మా. నాక్ అక్రిడేషన్ ఇవ్వడం చాలా కష్టం. అదొకవేళ అక్రిడేషన్ A++ ఇచ్చిందంటే నిజంగా నాణ్యత గల విద్య వాళ్ళు ఇస్తున్నట్టు. ముఖ్యంగా ఈ నాక్ అనేదమ్మా కాలేజెస్ కి యూనివర్సిటీస్ కి హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇస్తుంది, స్కూల్స్ కి ఇవ్వదమ్మా నాక్ అక్రిడేషన్. ఇది ఎక్కువగా హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అంటే ఇంటర్మీడియట్, డిగ్రీ లేదా పీజీలు, పిహెచ్డి లెవెల్లో నాక్ అక్రిడేషన్ నుంచి పొందుకుంది అని అంటే అది రియల్ గా సరైన నాణ్యత గల విద్య ఇస్తున్నట్టు. సో నాక్ గురించి కొంచెం మనం క్లాస్ లో డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నాము. నాక్ గురించి మళ్ళీ 5.4 లో ఒక టాపిక్ వచ్చినప్పుడు దాని గురించి ఇంకా ఎక్కువగా డిస్కస్ చేసుకుందాం అమ్మా. తెలుగు మీడియం వాళ్ళకి నేను నోట్స్ ఇవ్వడానికి నాకు లేదమ్మా, ఇంగ్లీష్ మీరు రాసుకొని దాన్ని తర్జుమా చేయడానికి చూడండి. హెడ్డింగ్స్ అవన్నీ కొంచెం మార్చుకొని రాస్తే మీకు పాయింట్స్ బాగా వస్తాయి. అందుకే పాయింట్స్ వైజ్ గా ఇచ్చాను, సెంటెన్సెస్ వైజ్ గా కాకుండా పాయింట్స్ వైజ్ గా ఇచ్చాను, మీరు చూడండి. సో ఈ రోజు ఇంకోటి ఏం మాట్లాడుకున్నామంటే సంపూర్ణ గుణాత్మకత నిర్వహణ. అంటే సంపూర్ణ గుణాత్మకత నిర్వహణ అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్. ప్రతి రోజు కూడా మార్పు చెందుతూ ఉండాలి. ఎట్లా మార్పు? క్వాలిటీ ఎలాగిస్తారు? నేను ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను. ఇప్పుడు 2020లో మనం ఉన్నాము. పిల్లలు గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ లో చదువుకున్న టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ 2015-16 ప్రింటెడ్ ఉంటాయి. అప్పుడు కాలంలో జరిగింది ఉంటది కానీ ఈ 2-3 సంవత్సరాల్లో జరిగినది ఏది టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో పిల్లలకు ఉండదు. సో ప్రతిరోజు పిల్లల్లో చదువుల్లో మార్పు రావాలి అని అంటే వాళ్ళ చుట్టుపక్కల జరుగుతున్న పరిసరాల్లో జరుగుతున్న ప్రతిదీ కూడా టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ వైజ్ గా టీచర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇంటరాక్షన్ కి కూడా ఈజీగా ఉంటదమ్మా. ఎందుకంటే అందుకే కన్స్ట్రక్టివిజం, ప్రీవియస్ నాలెడ్జ్ ని ప్రెసెంట్ నాలెడ్జ్ ని క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో మనం చూపిస్తే పిల్లలు త్వరగా నేర్చుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు, ఎందుకంటే డే టు డే లైఫ్ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో వాళ్ళు వెళ్తూ వస్తూ ఉంటారు కనుక. సో క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లో ఎలాంటి మార్పులు రావాలి ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ లో అనేది మీ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో ఉందమ్మా. విద్యలో సంపూర్ణ గుణాత్మక నిర్వహణ కాదు, నిర్వహణ అంటే విద్యలో సంపూర్ణ గుణాత్మక నిర్వహణ ఎలా చేస్తారు అనేది కూడా మీ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో చాలా బాగా ఇచ్చారమ్మా. అదొకసారి మీరు చదువుకోండి. దీంతో రేపు క్లాస్ లో మనము విద్యలో సంపూర్ణ గుణాత్మక నిర్వహణ యొక్క ప్రయోజనం గురించి నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో మాట్లాడుకుందాం. విద్యలో గుణాత్మకత గురించి ఈ రోజు క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో మనం డిస్కస్ చేసుకుందాం. సో గర్ల్స్, యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆల్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్ యూ కెన్ జస్ట్ ఆస్క్ మీ. ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆల్రెడీ 12:15 now. I'm sorry if I took you all a bit of time because every day 11:05 or 11:06 I'm starting class and ending by 12:40. So today quality in education, we spoke about everything. So as of now, anyone has any doubts, you can just ask me, ma, or else we will end up the class. Yes, ma, anyone has any doubts?
It's clear.